Yeah.
I guess my critique is that it feels like they built the algorithm and they like kind of to the point we were talking about earlier. It feels like they almost took the soccer algorithm, plopped it into the NBA, made some changes, and they're like, okay, we're gonna let it run because there just does not seem to be a lot of nuance with how it works. Like it just seems very simple, and I think that like in terms of like how the rewards are determined, it's very black and white. Like how minting is determined. I know Andrew pointed it out on Twitter when like Wiggins didn't play for like 3 weeks. He got minted because they're not going in and manually doing anything. They're just letting the system run. And
But
then
wasn't
on the
that
other
what?
side, you have Theo Maledon, who still hasn't had a card minted. And I'm 1,000% convinced it's just because they're like, hey, we turned it on. If he didn't get a single card, he has 4 limiteds and 1 rare. He's never been injured. Like they do not mint his card, and it's just because the algorithm has missed him or something.
Well,
But wasn't Andrew Wiggins like because he was day to day versus like being out,
So
and that's
he
why
was.
he kept minting?
I think
Like he wasn't out for like they didn't announce like he is missing a month right now.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. Is like if you had someone in there just making some little tweaks, being like, oh, you know what, Andrew Wiggins hasn't played in a while. Let's just turn down the rate of Andrew Wiggins minted. We don't have to stop it because we don't know when he's coming back. But let's turn down because it just doesn't make sense to mint him at the same pace as all these guys that are playing. Because
I don't think we need more Theo Maledon, but I do agree. Like, so less Wiggins. Less Wiggins, but we don't need Theo Maledon. Like, I'm okay if the algorithm isn't pumping out guys who aren't playing, like to the point of what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, but it's not a good idea for there to be only 4 Theo Maledons for the rest of the season or leading into next season, right?
Does he play?
He's played here and there. He's played here and there, and then if the Hornets make some big trades, he's probably going to play a lot more.
All right, so he's on the Hornets. Got that one.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe I'm just too deep into the depth charts here, but I feel like I'm so upset that there's no Theo Maledon. I would buy him instantly. I would stack Theo Maledon.
Yeah,
I think he's really good. I
feel like, yeah. I mean, so I think maybe to claw back from the weeds here on your point is, I agree with you that there should be kind of like a guy that's a little bit more locked into, Underdog's Twitter account or something that's like got a little bit better feel for the injury situations and like when guys are going to be out and stuff like that. And I mean, I could see that being a fair critique, but like also like because I've seen some comments in the chat like, well, do they need like an NBA expert? It's like I don't think it's just a bunch of like French soccer bros that are like, let's try to figure out the NBA here.
No, they have an NBA team.
Like they've got a full NBA team and like they're knowledgeable about the sport and stuff like that. So I feel like I think it's more. I would say I think it's more relative to like finding that path of supply and demand with the market and like the user base than it is like an NBA knowledge kind of thing.
Yeah, but I guess that's what I'm saying is like ultimately to like TLDR, Top Shot didn't seem to automate anything, which was horrifying when I found that out. But on the flip side, it seems like a deep threat, not a deep threat. Why I said that? Seems like SoRare. It seems like SoRare has
Top Shot Tesla right on cue. Right on cue.
Also, we the people says I walked into gym being upset there's not enough Theo Maledons. What the fuck is happening?
No, but
we're gonna get you a jersey.
Yeah, that's the next step. That'll be the next 1 minute. Jeb's 1 minute. Just a rant on Theo Maledon stats. But yeah, Top Shot. Like when I found out Top Shot wasn't automating anything, like there's an old clip of me talking to a deep threat where I'm like, Top Shot must take these numbers, they plug them into an algo, and it tells them how much to mint. I was absolutely horrified when I found out that wasn't true. And now on the flip side, it just seems like SoRare is like, yeah, let it run. Like we should
careful what you wish for, Jeb. Careful what you wish for.
Jim,
I'm not wishing. Well, I'm not wishing for anything.
I'm shocked to learn that Top Shot's got almost the same amount of Maledons as SoRare. Like in comparison, right? Like normally each player has 42 moments. Theo Maledon only has his rookie debut and his rising star. And you can own the entire Maledon collection. Let's see, how many have been burned? 177. It's like 6,000 of them for just a few bucks. There you go.
But to go through Jeb's scouting, Theo Maledon was a rising star at one point of his career, so he's got potential.
It's true. I do get what you're saying, though. I do get what you're saying, that like, because then if the whole entire Charlotte Hornets team get in a bus accident, nobody dies, they just can't play, and then all of a sudden Maledon is going to play. Yeah, nobody gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? They got to sit out the game. And Maledon plays 35 minutes.
They're just late to the game. The bus gets an accident.
Yeah. But he took his own car. He took his own car. Because he's not really on the team right now. But but I get what you're saying though. Like where if that happens and there's like 4 of them on the entire platform, it's like 4 cheat codes.
When LaMelo was out, he was playing somewhat regularly, and there were a couple games where he put up like a SoRare score that would be interesting. Is all I'm saying. Like I'd
tell you any SoRare score is interesting. You know,
you can tell a story about any score, baby.
Yeah, Jaws' friends slowed down the bus. Resident Pacers fan John W.